Hey everyone, there's a few things I'd like to talk about, specifically Star Wars. I'm gonna start off from my childhood and just to just to give you guys an idea of what Star Wars means to me and a lot of other people out there that have childhood associations with this movie. When I was little, I came across a little VHS cassette. And in case you millennials don't know what a VHS is, it used to be a cassette. I doubt you even know what a cassette is anymore. But it was this little box, little rectangular box with a magnetic tape in it that would play video and audio in a certain device called the VCR. I can't believe I'm having to explain this to you guys, but that's how it is. Time flies, technology changes, and all that stuff. But coming back to the point, I came across this VHS cassette and it said Return of the Jedi in very crude writing, like someone wrote on it, Return of the Jedi or whatever. So I inserted that into my VCR and I played it and I instantly fell in love with it. And it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It had aliens, action. I used to call them laser swords when I was little because I didn't know they were called lightsabers, but I still found them pretty cool and I fell in love with it completely. And it became part of my DNA. It became part of my childhood, and I took it along with me for the rest of my life. Return of the Jedi, and after that I watched all the other parts. And then when I was in school, I heard they were making the prequels, and I was even more excited, and I watched episode 1, and I fell in love with it, unlike most critics out there who hated it back then. I was fine with Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks was funny to me. Qui-Gon Jinn was like, he was a father I wanted. Because my dad's a really strict military guy, but Qui-Gon Jinn I wanted as a father. I wish my dad could be more like Qui-Gon Jinn. And when he died at the end of episode 1, I was really devastated. I couldn't get that scene out of my head for like the next few days. And I was talking to my wife recently about this, and discussing with her how depressed I am about The Last Jedi and what crap. So yeah, as I was saying, I discussed this with my wife, and she was totally clueless. She was like, "What are you on about? Why are you so depressed about a silly little movie?" And I was like, "If only I could explain to you how much more it is than just a movie." Star Wars became like modern day mythology for me. I mean, I used to extract moral lessons from it. I used to extract different ideologies from it. It was very, very spiritually satisfying to be able to understand what Star Wars stood for. What the underlying meaning of the whole saga was. Especially if you include the prequels with the original trilogy and you combine them all together, it just makes this huge story. It makes an epic like somewhere on the level of the Epic of Gilgamesh or any ancient historical epic you can find out there. And it was for the modern day, And I realized that I had to make this video because people need to know what Star Wars means to some people, because a lot of people out there are not taking this too seriously. They're like, "Oh, what? So a movie comes out and it flops and you're all, fucked up about it and shit. What's wrong with you guys? It's just a movie. Watch it, hate it, go on." And that's not what happens. I mean, I tried to move on. I've been trying to move on for the last few weeks, but I can't because it's almost like it's the end of an era. It's almost like my time as a person relevant on this planet is gone. It's almost like growing up, this is symbolic to growing up, let me tell you that, because now you can see everything just going by. It's all gone. It's never going to be the same. It's done. Whatever you cherished or loved since the beginning of your life, it's all gone now. It won't be the same anymore. It's dead. It's almost like watching a really good friend of yours die, just die a horrific death. Not even a peaceful death, a very horrific, painful, slow death. And it's very sad to let go. It's very sad. I mean, I know I have to let go. I know a lot of fans out there of Star Wars have to let this thing go, but it's very, very sad. Like I said, it's almost like watching your best friend pass on. It's never easy. It's never easy. The Last Jedi, I mean, I'm not gonna do a critique on the movie because enough people have done that, and you can go watch some stuff out there. I mean, SC Reviews, this channel called SC Reviews, he does very good Star Wars stuff. And then Eric Ha, he's also doing very good reviews for The Last Jedi, and they're all bashing the movie, which is justified completely because the movie is shit. Okay, let me tell you that. The movie is shit. It's not Star Wars. So yeah, you can go watch all those Star Wars reviews somewhere else. My point of making this video is I want to come to a closure because Disney, with all their resources and power, cannot provide us Star Wars fans with the proper closure that we needed. Even if they wanted to take this Star Wars thing into a new direction, you know, if they wanted to close off the previous chapter and start anew, they could have done that in a much more sensible manner. They could have done it in a much more respectful way. They could have, you know, they could have acknowledged the fact that, okay, you old school Star Wars fans, it's all right, we're closing this chapter, you still have. So yeah, Disney didn't provide us with the kind of closure that old school Star Wars fans needed. Even if they wanted to move the series to a newer generation, they wanted to pass the torch on or whatever, it just didn't work because they screwed up big time. It's almost like they didn't have their heart and soul in the project at all. It was all about the money, it was all about the merchandise, and look what karma did to Disney. They screw up this franchise that was like 40-50 years strong, and look what karma's doing to them. None of their toys are selling, none of their merchandise is selling anymore. They're all just on the shelves sitting there waiting to be, you know, taken out into the garbage bags and just being dumped, or, you know, being buried in some dig site or whatever, you know, whatever they do with trash. And it's all of this is very evident of the fact that the movies suck, the characters suck, there's no character development. I didn't find a single new character that they introduced appealing at all, and they didn't stick with me. They weren't memorable in any way whatsoever because there was no backstory. They weren't convincing at all. And what they did to Luke, Leia, and Han, how they wiped the slate clean, was very insulting to me personally. Very freaking insulting. And I'm pretty sure it was insulting to a lot of Star Wars fans out there. And yeah, so this is just a little vlog I did, and it's my first ever vlog. Can you think about that? Can you imagine? It's my first ever vlog. The Last Jedi made me vlog for the first time in my life. That's how shitty the movie is, and I'm not the type to vlog. Let me tell you that. I've never vlogged. You can go check out the videos on my channel, and not a single one of them are vlogs. It's either gameplay videos or just my own personal things, you know, maybe some songs that I did with a friend, but no vlogs at all. The Last Jedi, I'm only vlogging because of The Last Jedi, because of how shitty the movie is, and because of the fact that I couldn't digest the fact that Star Wars is dead. I have to move on, and this is more of a eulogy than a vlog, to be honest. It's a eulogy for Star Wars. In fact, I probably put that in the title somewhere, eulogy for Star Wars. And that's it, guys. I mean, I'm 30 years old. I've been in this world for 30 years, and I was there when the prequels came out, and I saw the original trilogy that my, you know, people the age of my father, they all loved. And now it's no more. Star Wars is gone. Star Wars is, I don't know who they're targeting now. I have no idea. Girls don't give a fuck. Girls still don't give a fuck. No matter what you do with it, no matter how, you know, modern or liberal you try to make it, girls still won't give a fuck about Star Wars because it's not a girl thing. I mean, some girls might be into it, girls that, you know, are into sci-fi, which I don't find many girls out there that are into sci-fi. But if you're trying to make it more woman-centric, more girl-centric, I understand that, but this is not the way to do it. There's far better methods of approaching that, and this is not one of the ways. In fact, I've started to hate Rian Johnson, man. I thought his movie Looper was decent, but now I can see that this guy is just fucked up, man. He's fucked in the head, and his way of storytelling. I mean, I get that you're trying to subvert expectations with this movie, and I get you're trying to be bold and original and all that stuff, but it's not working here, dude. Star Wars was never meant for that. Star Wars was just a simple sci-fi story. Well, it wasn't a simple story, but it was still a very good story, very coherent. Even with the extended universe and all that stuff, it was very consistent. It was very tightly knit. The story, the characters are very tightly knit. It was all very believable. The politics, the characters, the relationships, it was all very believable and very coherent. And you come in and you just shit all over this franchise like it's meaningless, it's nothing. And yeah, sure, you made a lot of money with this movie, but that's all you're making. That's all you're making. You're still way behind the billion that Star Wars The Force Awakens made, because The Force Awakens, at least The Force Awakens, left some questions to be answered, which you answered very poorly, if you answered them at all in the new movie. And I'm pretty sure you didn't answer any of them. I swear to God, man, I tried to sit through the movie. I sat through it for a half hour, and then I just couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear sitting through any more of it, and I stopped watching it. I went through the part where Leia fucking flies back into the ship and all that stuff, and I try, and then Canto Bite, that casino scene, oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Anyway, I hope some of you, I hope I've been able to convey my message to some of you about what Star Wars means to some people. So the next time someone says, hey, it's just a movie, move on. No, it's not just a movie. It's not. Is The Godfather just a movie? Answer me that. Is The Godfather just a movie? No, right? It's more than just a movie, right? It's about cinema moving forward, right? It's about the overall understanding of the art form moving forward, right? Progressing, right? That's what Star Wars was back in the 1970s. And it was also the same in the prequels. The prequels were also very forward thinking. I mean, I don't think anyone had ever done a full green screen movie before the prequels. I mean, if there are movies out there before the prequels that did the whole green screen thing, I mean, do let me know in the comment section. But here's the deal. Here's the one thing. Disney is fucked. Okay, Disney is fucked in the head. They've always been, and they've always had this very sketchy nature to them, man. Very shady aspect of Disney that I couldn't really point my finger on, but The Last Jedi makes it clear. They're only after the money. They're only after making mindless drones go towards their freaking stories. I mean, their stories are shit, man, literally. I mean, where's Mickey Mouse? Where's Donald Duck? Where's Daisy? Where's all these original characters of yours? We don't see them anywhere because they're crap, because you didn't work on them. You didn't have your hearts in the right place for your own characters. So why should I expect you to be nice to characters that I cherish? Because you're just buying people's intellectual property and then fucking with it, milking them dry until they're fucking dead. That's what you're doing. And you did the same with Star Wars. Star Wars is the biggest example out there. J.J. Abrams had the benefit of the doubt. I mean, people were like, okay, there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, so let's not be too quick to judge this trilogy yet, because there's still 2 more parts that need to come out. But now we've got the eighth part. I'm sorry. Now we've got the 8th part, and there's, in fact, all the questions that had been set up in the first part, they're all just washed away. They've all been just drained away into the sewers, because apparently. So yeah, long story short, I'm running out of memory here, so I have to wrap this up real quick. Long story short, Star Wars is not just a movie. Star Wars isn't just some funny looking characters in space shooting laser guns. It's not just that, it's more than that. It's modern day mythology, and you can watch a lot of these Star Wars documentaries, and they would tell you that it's more than that, because George Lucas was inspired by ancient mythologies and the hero's arc and all of that stuff, the hero's journey and all that stuff that makes Aristotle's Poetics and all that stuff. If you're into writing stories, you would know that Star Wars The Last Jedi is so far from being a good story. It's unfathomable. I swear to God, I cannot believe how such a big company like Disney could fuck up on this level. It's baffling, man. It's very confusing. It's very devastating. It's depressing. Let me tell you that, it's depressing. I have a lot of emotions going through me right now, and none of them are positive. I'll tell you that. None of them are positive. I hate the movie. I was angry at them. I was sad. I was confused. I had to delete a few things off my phone to get an extra couple of minutes of this recording. So, yeah, Star Wars is dead. In conclusion, Star Wars is done, and we're gonna miss you, Star Wars. And I'm really sorry, George Lucas, you have to see this. You have to see your baby go down like that, and I'm pretty sure your heart was in the right place when you were selling Star Wars off, because people dissed you a lot on the prequels, even though I love the prequels personally, but they dissed you a lot on the prequels, calling you a bad director and all that stuff. Sure, there were a few dialogues that didn't work in certain scenes, but overall, the overall saga was probably one of the best sci-fi adventures I've ever seen in my life. So I'm sorry, George Lucas. I'm sorry, Mark Hamill, that you guys have to go through this. And I watch Mark Hamill videos all the time, and it just saddens me to see this guy in this state, man. To see my Luke Skywalker be so depressed, so broken on the inside. And it's all because of Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy. I'm not even gonna blame J.J. Abrams, because J.J. Abrams tried to do things right. Even if he was pressured by Disney to doing things that shouldn't have been done with Star Wars, but he was trying to do it right. And I don't know what he's going to do in the 9th part, but I think it's irredeemable. It's really hard to fix what you've done, Rian Johnson. You fucked it up big time. You've killed it. You can't bring a dead person back to life. Unless you're Darth Plagueis, but Darth Plagueis doesn't matter anymore, right? None of that matters anymore. Snoke doesn't matter anymore. None of that fucking matters anymore, because you've got your own fucking agenda to push with these movies. But go ahead, keep pushing this agenda. Let me tell you, karma's gonna get you, and it already is. China's fucking dropped your movie. People are gonna drop your movie, and the whole fucking world's gonna drop Disney Star Wars, because this is not gonna fly. This shit is not gonna fly. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep on rambling about it, so I better stop the recording, stop this video. Because, yeah, I'm almost at tears talking about this. So, tell me if you guys agree with me. Is Star Wars just a movie? Is it just a movie, really? Is it just a series of movies that you can just watch? Is it just something you just kill time with? No, it's not. You take a lot from the movie, right? So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and if you feel the same way as I do, because it's really hard for me to come to terms with the fact that Star Wars is dead. I mean, I wake up every morning thinking it's a bad dream, but it's not. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Basically, my first ever vlog, and it's in the most pathetic of conditions possible, because I've never vlogged in my life, and The Last Jedi forced me to vlog, and let me tell you that I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about my first vlog. Anyway, that's how things are, I guess. That's how things are going to be from now on. Everything's going to suck from now on, because this is it. Reality check. It's time for us all to move on from Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. Let's just call it a day, We're done with it. We're done with it, Disney. Do whatever you like with Star Wars. Fuck up Han Solo. Fuck up Obi-Wan. Do whatever the fuck you want, because I'm not going to be paying attention anymore. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Beyond parts 1 to 6, I don't want anything to do with Star Wars. Alright, hope you guys are having a good one. I'll see you later, I guess, because I popped a cherry here doing vlogs, so I might as well just keep vlogging from now on. So yeah, I'll probably see you guys in the near future.